Hello, my name is Jared, not AJ, and today for you I have a mind-controlled villager door. So basically what this will do is when we press this button right here, it will make this villager drop whatever he's doing, which is a whole lot of nothing right now, but usually he's working over here, and it will make him drop whatever he's doing, and he'll go into this gatehouse here, and he'll step on this pressure plate, which is locked right now with a block over it so that he won't accidentally step on it and open the door when we don't want him to. So also I had to put up this fence because he kept running away, so this is like the umpteenth time I've had to record this. So what do we want to get into that's so important? Well, we want to get into the secret sheep garden. As you can see, it is the most exclusive, most bumpin' party in the entire Minecraft test world we have here. And we even have Mr. White Sheep in there, you can see through the hedges. So we know what we want in because he's cool. So he's in a good place to actually press the button because he'll hear it fine. So it just says right here we must ring the butler to let us in, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. So we just rung the bell and he should, kick in the action, and steps on the thing to let us in. And oh, gyp sheep, they're getting out, but we got let in. I guess they wanted to leave the party. Well, now the white sheep's not here, it's not cool anymore. Well, as you can see, that villager opened the door, and it was all him doing it. It wasn't some other redstone other crap. See, he'll actually go in, and when he steps on the pressure plate, it actually opens the door. So no trickery here, he's actually doing it. Now how does this work? Well, it uses some of the villagers' new AI from 1.14, which I found out about this through Simply Sark's controlling villager video thing, and I took some advice from what he said in that and was able to rig this thing up. So I'll tell you a little bit how the villagers pathfinding works and the wiring. So let's start with the wiring first. So when we press that button right there, it activates this jingle, the doo-doo, and then it also, the main part, it activates this wire which goes down and activates this dispenser which shoots arrows at the bell, which the bell's a crucial part of this, so I'll explain what that does in a minute. But definitely watch Sark's video if you want a more in-depth look at it. But this wire goes down, activates this RS NOR latch, which flips the power onto here, which makes this piston retract so that the thing's unlocked for him to step on. And it also pushes this piston in front of his bed, which I'll explain why we need that as well in a minute. And the wire, it's also powers this little delay thing here, and it just and once the delay reaches the end, it powers the RS NOR latch again, which switches it back, and this dictates how much time this is unlocked. So oh yeah, and also the pressure plate just activates the piston door through that wire. Okay, so a little bit of the mechanics of the pathfinding. So the villager sees this bed as his home, and every night, I'll show right here, every night when it's a certain time, he'll walk back to his home and sleep in the bed, and he'll always take the same pathfinding to the bed, at least in this little villager gate, which is what I've dubbed this type of little thing here. So he'll always go to this little, he'll sleep in this bed right here, the same path to do it every time. But not only, he also, with this villager gate, uses that same path when you ring the bell, because usually when the bell is rung, it's during a raid, and that just signals the villagers to get back to their house because they're at risk of dying from the pillagers. But you can also ring the bell outside of raids to do a kind of false alarm to make the villager go to his home, but then he'll eventually realize it was just a prank, and then he'll go back to how he was before. But if we block his pathfinding, which is what these pistons do, it makes it so that he has to find a different way to get as close as he can to his home, which just so happens to be this part right here. Once it opens up will be the fastest because there's a little window right here, and it seems to be that as long as he sees his bed, he's fine, because if you don't have a window right there, he'll just try to find a different way around. And as we see, it takes him a little bit to realize that the bell was wrong, but once he does, he books it to the pressure plate. And you can see, well, for a split second, there was a window there he's able to see. So now I'll go on to a tutorial on how to make this yourself. Okay, so I'm going to try to leave this tutorial a little bit open-ended at parts, because I'll show you how to make a villager gate, which is the thing that actually makes him step onto the pressure plate. And you can use that for anything that requires a redstone pulse, and in this case it's a door. And I'll still show you how to make the door and everything, but for those of you who want to do something else with this, then this will be the only part you'll really need to watch. But if you want to make a door with it, I'll show you how to do that. So, oh yeah, the materials you'll need, I have them right here. So you'll need, well, actually I have to get some of one of them because I just deleted it. You'll need a bed, a villager workstation, which there's a couple of them. I like to use the smithing table because it makes the villager look like a guy that would open a door as his main purpose. Smooth stone slabs for the door part. You don't need that for the actual villager gate. Redstone dust. I'm not going to give you a specific number on how much redstone stuff you need, because it will be different for you depending on your situation. So we need some redstone dust, some repeaters, some torches, some sticky pistons, a dispenser, an arrow, a bell, an oak, some building blocks. I'm using oak planks, and a thing to activate your villager switch, which I'll use a button. So let's start with the villager gate, which I have a little bit of an outline right here. So the red is where we place the bed. This is where his home will be. Now we have to build 3 blocks up around in these spots I highlighted, because this way he'll always pathfind a certain way to the bed, which is the way that I like to do it. There's probably other ways to do it besides this, but this is the way I do it. Make sure there's a window right here. It's very crucial if there's a window, because as I said before, he needs to be able to see the bed for him to be actually fine with it. So this is the little thing right here. If I get a bell out, I'll show you. Actually, I'll show you in multiple different ways. So when it goes to night, he'll pathfind to the bed by going right there. Okay. And during the day, that wall is just there so he doesn't pop out right here, because I like him popping out here, but you don't really need this wall right here. Well, not the whole wall, just this part right here, but I like to keep it there. And when you ring the bell for the raid, he'll pathfind to his bed right there. But if we cover up this, which we actually have to wait for him to realize that a raid's not actually happening to actually demonstrate this, if you will kindly move. If we block his path, ring the bell, he'll go to that spot right there every time, and he'll stay there until he realizes that the raid was, well, that the bell was a false alarm. So that's basically a villager gate. Oh yeah, also to make power actually be able to go through it, you'll need a pressure plate here, which I will show you the way to actually lock it and stuff right now. Alright, so this is a completed villager gate system with the locking mechanism and all. Actually, yeah. Well, actually, it's not done yet, because I'm going to show you how to do the wiring. I have it outlined where the redstone and stuff goes, so we'll just fill it in. So there's where your button is, as we said before, and you'll need slabs. Well, you don't need slabs all around it, but you need at least the parts where the wire goes, but I like to keep it all around it because it makes it not look as weird, because if I just had it one slab here, which is right here is the only place the slab needs to go, but you know, it would just look weird like that. So I need to get redstone again because I accidentally got rid of it. So we have the lapis is where our redstone will go, so we gotta make the redstone go down here, and we have to place a dispenser right here and a bell right here, and make sure the dispenser has arrows in it, because that's what makes the bell ring. So make the redstone go here, and let's do the delay thing first. So we need repeaters. I already had one. And make sure every single repeater in this is set to 4 ticks. And there's going to be a total of 30 repeaters in this system right here, but you can adjust the delay however you like it, but I think this is a safe, good number for the amount of time the villager will have the door open, and for him to actually be able to get to the pressure plate, because sometimes he can get far away. Also, I recommend building a fence around where your villager will stay, because my villagers always seem to like to run away for some reason. Probably because I like to run experiments on them like this. Okay, so let's put our redstone to connect the repeaters up. Make sure that your repeaters are, the arrows are pointing in the right directions like this, so then that they actually go through the correct way. Now, where these acacia wood blocks is, we place the redstone torch like this on a block like that. Use any block pretty much, and we just gotta get the redstone to connect the two, so then that when you press a button, accidentally actually started the whole system. But when this is powered, it powers this, so that this can no longer be powered. Actually, it no longer unpowers that, and then that delay just repowers it to reset the system. You might not explain any of that, but I mean, you might not have understood any of that, but because I didn't explain it very well, but it's okay. You don't really need to understand it for it to work. So you need to put your redstone torches up like this to make the upwards wire, to make sure that this is always extended unless the system is activated, and also have a wire running up to this, which we need a redstone torch right there and there. Also, I think I forgot to say, but you have to put pistons right here, and okay, I guess you do actually need that. Well, I said you don't really need it, but you kind of do need it. So you need to put your pistons right there, and then one piston right here, as you probably already saw. Now, I believe the system should be functional now. Only problem is the villager is down here, which he won't do that if you cover up your wiring properly after you're done, which I will do right now, so that he will no longer fall. And he's coming up. Thought I had to make a cut for a second, but no. Ooh, he almost fell back down. So it should be when we press this button, he will figure out it's a raid, well, that the bell rang, and he'll go to his spot on the pressure plate, which we're not have hooked to anything right now. But this is basically the completed basic villager gate with locking mechanism. So when he steps on that pressure plate, you can make it activate whatever system you like. But I will continue the tutorial right now for those of you who don't care about the villager gate and just want to make the door with it. So that's fine, it's fair. Now we're gonna need to make a piston door now, so hopefully you know how to make one of those. If not, I'll still show you how. Alright, so we have the door set up now. So under your pressure plate, make sure you have a wire path, and make sure it doesn't cut off any other wiring you have. It almost did there. And I have the wiring going down like this, and make sure there's a repeater, so that you have repeaters, so that the pulse actually makes it that far, because without this repeater the pulse wouldn't make it far enough to activate both things. But the redstone will power this. Just make sure you have your torches going up to this to power this block right here, and this redstone torch will power this piston and that piston with the block being powered. Same here. Don't know if I explained that very well, but yeah, so then same thing on this side. Just make sure you have like that. And I didn't build it right there on camera. I just, hopefully there's not too much complicated there, so you'll be able to get it down, hopefully. And that should be a completed system. So, and this also works during the night. I don't know if I demonstrated, but he actually gets up out of bed and activates it for you. So he's that dedicated to his job that he will do it through day and night. So yeah, it works at night like that, and he goes back to bed afterwards, usually. Yeah, there you go. But to demonstrate, it also works during the day, when he's out and about doing things, which he's not doing much of anything right now, but go do our things for us. And there we go. That's how you make a mind control villager door. And hopefully this tutorial helped you, and if it did, then I guess you can like the video if you want, and subscribe if you want too, because I plan on making many more things with this villager mind control stuff, because I find it very interesting, and I don't see too many people doing it yet. So yeah, I have been the Giant AJ, actually Jared, not AJ, but I guess my channel name's the Giant AJ. So I will see you maybe next time if you decide to see another video. Goodbye.